Hello there. At last, we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last, we will reveal Wave 10 to the public. At last, we'll have spoilers and cool new Armada cards and previews and stuff. And oh my gosh, hello there. What's going on, everybody? All right, I can't talk too long with that on because you won't be able to hear me as clearly. So let me go ahead and take that off. But this is one of the Gator necks we have on the store. So if you guys are interested in cool stuff like that, check those links out. All right, so Armada Wave 10 finally revealed. Oh, my goodness, this is good times. Very, very happy camper. I'm super excited, so I'm going to run through this stuff. I want to run kind of quick because it is really interesting. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but I'll probably be breaking down these individual expansions in a little more detail based on what we do know. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's talk about what we do know. Also, if you guys are new here, there's still time to enter to win the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. That'll probably be announced next week, and I usually announce winners towards the end of my videos. All right, so 4 new ship expansions. April 16th is the date, so we got a little bit of time to go. But the Invisible Hand. Invisible Hand, large ship. You've seen it in Episode 3. Grievous's flagship. Kind of looks like a falcon nose or a buzzard nose or a vulture nose or something like that. Very bird-like on the front. Look at this model. It's beautiful. The design team is really doing a great job. The sculpting on this ship is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm pretty sure that's a 3D render. But the panel lines look really good. The paint job looks really good. I can't wait to see the final version once that shows up. Give it to me now, please. I'll take several of all of this stuff. No, it looks amazing. And so what we can see here, it looks kind of like it's got 3 shields all around. Can't quite see the hull. Can't quite see the back. I would guess probably around 8. They talk about this being a good flagship, and it's a little bit more of a side arc ship. It wants the broadside, but it's not restricted to broadside. Like, it's a little more powerful as the broadside, right? But it's got 1 more dice on each of the sides, but definitely is capable out of the front and even capable out of the rear. As a good thing because that's where your salvo is. It uses that rear printed arc. So all in all, this does look very, very good. I'm kind of excited at it. It kind of fits into the theme of wanting to kind of fly sideways and broadside your ship, traditional naval combat, and same thing kind of goes with the Recusant. Also large base. I did call that one correctly, that it was going to also be a large base. So we're already seeing some asymmetry because the Republic's getting a small and a large, and here we are getting 2 large for the Separatists. So that's I like that. I like that quite a bit. This one does look pretty cool too, but whoa, mama! Look at that front arc's lines. Oh, those are some pretty lines. That is a beautiful profile for firing. Look at those different hull sections. I have not ever seen a ship that looked as interesting as this one does. Clearly, its front arc is its strongest arc, but goodness, man, it can be flying sideways and it can still double arc you. It can broadside you double arc without even trying, because look at the side arc. The front arc goes almost practically straight in half. This is beautiful. I love the idea of this ship. And the other thing that's really interesting about this particular ship that I'm going to explore more is what might it cost? I mean, I think the Providence is going to be more of your flagship kind of, your where you put your commander and your tankier ship. I think this one is, well, it's still a large base ship. I think this one's going to be a little cheaper. We've seen a lot of large ships be in the 100-point range. Well, a little more, a little less. I think this one's going to be on the less side. I think this one could be as low as high 80s. And that's going to be interesting because they talk about running these in numbers in the article. When run in numbers, they can, do all kinds of damage and stuff like that. I'm like, well, of course, any ship, like this in numbers. But, boy, if you run these in numbers, they're going to have a hard time flying because they might be bumping into each other. It's hard enough just to fly Architans, in numbers. But if they're over 100 points, you're not going to run more than 2. Probably not. I mean, you can, but you can run triple ISD also, but people don't usually do that because you don't have enough points left over for squadrons and upgrades. And you want at least a little bit of squadrons and a little bit of upgrades, right? We'll have to see what kind of upgrade bar this has. If it's got a really good upgrade bar, it's going to be more expensive. If it's, can you take gunnery teams on something like this? Or do you have a weapons team? Do you even want to take gunnery teams on this? Maybe this is a ship that's like, I really don't need it. I think I'll have a good, easy time double arcing, This is an interesting looking ship. I'm in love. This is my favorite ship of the wave. It really is. We also got some upgrades to look at. The Invisible Hand here at 9 points. It's an expensive ship. When deploying fleets, if you're in the play area, you have to be on the board, right? You have to have already been deployed and in the play area. When you would deploy a squadron with swarm, you may set that squadron aside next to your ship card instead. A replacement effect, not an addition thing. So you may set aside up to 5 squadrons in this way. So when it's your turn, so already, and the second part, it basically lets you do a little bit of like what your there's another upgrade card that lets you drop squadrons out in the middle of gameplay. It kind of does that. So basically, the way what it says is for each squadron you would activate with this command, you may place one of your set-aside squadrons within distance 3. It cannot move this activation, and if it has AI, increases its AI value by 1. Well, that is really, really interesting because kind of like Rapid Launch Bays, which is the other card that this kind of mirrors in a way. This one only lets you place 1, but also lets you increase the AI value. So if you drop some bombers with this, they might not need to move. You can drop it up, place it where you want it to place, and then boom. That's really nice. This one has got a whole lot to unpack on it because like you can do up to 5 squadrons deployed this way. I don't know if you'll always do 5. I think 4 makes more sense because when it's your turn to deploy, you deploy squadrons 2 at a time. Well, if you do 2 of them this way, that stalls an entire deployment. That's going to be a cool thing about this particular ship. I think it also means it'll be a more expensive ship, and you may want to take this if nothing else just for the stall. But I don't know if you'll want to take all 5 because that means you gotta spend 5 turns. For each squadron you would activate. So, it's not just 1 at a time. It really depends on what the squadron value is. If you're using a token, you're only going to get to put 1 down. If you're doing the command and a token, probably 2 or more. But still, I think 4 is going to probably be the sweet spot on this one. I don't expect it to have a squadron value higher than 4. My guess is it'll probably have a squadron value of 2 and or 3, depending on how the 2 sides of the card. And so, because one of the versions is supposed to be the carrier version, so but still, I like the idea of that it's a 2-part card. That's kind of why you're paying 9 points for it. It's a stall and it's rapid launch bays. Well, 3-part, and it's also your bombers are now getting an extra die because you're activating them. Right? If they shoot, that's beautiful. That's pretty beautiful. And the cool thing is it says it cannot move this activation, and if it has AI, increase its AI value by 1. So the interesting question I have there is like, all right, suppose you don't activate it right now because you want to activate it later and have it like move and shoot like from a different ship. How long does it keep that +1 AI value for? Is that for the rest of the turn? My gut says it only increases the AI value by 1 for the duration of this command. I think it only increases. That's my guess, because that's what it feels like. Because if you could drop them, like if you could drop like 3 or 4 bombers, now they have AI too, but like you're not in range of another ship, and then another carrier comes up and then moves them, and then they also act, then that could be a little crazy. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We got General Grievous as our cheaper 20-point commander, which is always nice, because right now the commanders are 30 points for the Clone Wars factions. So we're getting Grievous. He is all about wanting to see his own ships blow up. He's a sadistic little robot, isn't he? He's a monster. He says, when a friendly ship or squadron is destroyed, you may choose one friendly ship or unique squadron at distance 1 through 5 of the destroyed ship or squadron. So when something blows up, you get to make something nice happen. So if you do, the chosen ship or unique squadron may either ready one of its defense tokens or recover a defense token and then exhaust it. So basically, you can either turn an orange to a green, or where there is none, you can put an orange there, which is pretty cool. That's a nice. That's really good to help keep your flagship alive. It's really good if you're running very few ships and you want to be able to salvo multiple times. I like that too. There's a lot going on with that, and this all assumes that you're going to have lots of vulture droids that are dying, right? And that kind of fits into the invisible hand too with Swarm. You're gonna, I kind of like that, So and I talked at length about how this whole ship would be able to do all this cool stuff with bombers, but bombers don't have Swarm, do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. See, this is why I have to do a more individual video on these, because I'm so excited right now because all this stuff is new and I'm just flying through it and I'm making silly mistakes. And I'm sure that at this point, some of you have already left comments saying, dude, read the card. Read the card, dude. It says Swarm, and you're talking about AI. Well, maybe we'll see some bombers with Swarm in the future. Maybe we will. Who knows? New previews for our Armada. Oh, man. This is like one of the happiest days of the year. I mean, bear with me. Maybe I make a mistake. I am human, just like you. Except I'm a little crazier, probably. All right, so we also have Shumai with 4 points, officer for the Separatists. After deploying fleets, you may place 2 non-consecutive round tokens on this card. During each round, matching one of the tokens while attacking a ship, you may reroll up to 3 dice. This is a cool card. It's going to let you reroll 3 dice every time you're attacking a ship. She comes with the Recusant, and that's one that's most likely going to be able to double arc a ship. Also will work if you're using gunnery teams on another ship, but only twice. And you have to call those at the beginning of the game, so you're kind of broadcasting yourself a little bit. Like, hey, I think on rounds 3 and 5, I'm gonna attack you, and I'm gonna get my rerolls then. So if you can then kill that ship before that second round or something like that, then you're good to go. So it's gonna be hard to make her actually pay off for 4 attacks is the most you can get out of her, but it's also good if there's officers you need to choke out, if they ever come up with some kind of Officer Vader mechanic where you get to spend officers and discard them for some other benefit. Somebody like this, once she's used up, then she's done. So then you can do whatever else you want with her. Throw her out the airlock. For the Republic, got some new stuff too. So let's talk about that Pelta class frigate. The Pelta got the wings locked in the back position. Well, are they locked? Look, we've already got a Pelta for the Rebels, the Phoenix Home, but those wings are out at the side. Look at this. Look at that. That might be a joint right there. Do you think that's a little joint? It's a little round part on top. I see a little line in the middle. How much do you want to bet those wings fold out? I will be doing an unboxing when they come out, so if there's any question, we will see when the time comes. And I'm pretty sure this is also a 3D render, but look at the lights. They're trying so hard to make these 3D renders look so lifelike, because look, you can see like the plastic, you're seeing lights in a room reflect off of the plastic. They're getting so clever. It's almost like they have them in their warehouse and they're just not shipping them out for another couple of months, and I can't wait that long. I need it now. The Pelta looks nice, so yes, the Pelta looks really good. So look at the Pelta, it's just like the other. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a really good mood. And I haven't had anything to drink. I'm just high on Armada right now. I love this game. I love seeing new stuff for this game. Even when it's old stuff. This honestly looks just like the Pelta we've already got. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see how this is different. Obviously, it's going to come with new stuff. And maybe new fleet commands. Maybe something in here that also makes the Rebel Pelta, good again too. Like a new fleet command would probably make, have use in all the factions. But one thing that's kind of cool in this article is that it says it comes with 2 commanders. That's pretty cool, right? We're getting Tarkin with this one. We'll take a look at him a little bit later. Yeah, no, that's cool. Getting 2 commanders. And the Venator. Ooh, boy, look at that beautiful Venator. It's longer than I thought it was going to be, right? I thought it was going to be a little more wide, a little bit more like stretched out this way, but it's more stretched out this way. It's like it's keto right now. This Venator has not been eating carbs. Let me tell you what, this is a skinny Venator. Ooh, you're so sexy. Venator 2, that's a beautiful ship. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope my wife doesn't catch me looking at this. She's going to file for divorce. I love this. It's so beautiful. Look at how pretty this ship is. Really big front arc, very well rounded looking. This is the Venator 2 they're showing us here. I think it's 4 shields in the front. I'm not sure about the size of 4.2 maybe. It's kind of hard to make out exactly. We'll have to really wait for we get a better article here. But no, it looks really, really good. And you can kind of see, the inspiration, like how this is mirroring a little bit of the design for the ISD. Obviously, the upgrades are going to be a little different. But it's got all 3 colors of dice on this one, on the Venator 2. You don't have 3 of any one of them, though, right? No 3 reds like the Victory has, no 3 blues like the Victory can have, or no 3 blacks like the Victory can have. So I think they did I think this is a ship that shows you that they've left room to be able to put a Victory Star Destroyer in the Republic faction, because the Republic had Victories. You never saw them on screen. It was, I believe it's even canon that they had Victory Star Destroyers before before they became the Empire. But I guess we'll have to see if they do victories for the Republic. But if you can double arc, this is gonna be a really strong shot, right? You're gonna get 2 red, 2 blue, and then 2 red, 2 blue again. Or if you can double arc at close range, then you're gonna get a lot of dice. That's a nice way to go. It looks good. It's got the strong rear arc too. So if it's got salvo, if it doesn't have salvo natively, I know there's gonna be ways to get it salvo, whether it's a defensive retrofit or a weapons team or something like that. You could probably make it happen. But here's also another ship that I'm not sure it would really need to take gunnery teams as much, because it's not dumping all of its marbles into just one arc. So we're gonna see really interesting ways to fly stuff like this. It's cool, man. It's not my favorite as far as the dice profile though, just because I'm more a red dice fan. So I'm probably just gonna fly Recusants like crazy. And until the Republic gets the Architans, right? But this is beautiful, and I can't wait to see more about this ship, how diverse this ship is. It should be pretty diverse. This one also comes with 2 commanders, so we're getting 4 new commanders just for the Republic. I don't know how many commanders are coming in the Separatist ships. I would assume they're also getting 2 each, but I guess we'll have to wait and see, because they might not. Look, the waves are not symmetric, right? Well, we've got a large and a small ship here, whereas 2 large on the other side. So we don't really know. They could do other differences as well. And that could be maybe part of the Republic's claim to fame, is maybe they have the most commander options out of all factions once everything gets caught up. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see, man. I'm super excited. We get some upgrade cards too. Luminara Unduli, with her apprentice in the background, clad in black, almost as if it were foreshadowing that she would turn evil at some point. It's like when you wear black, it's almost like you're destined to have a brush with the dark side. Yes. Okay, let's calm down. Put a mask on. Put a mask on. We can just calm down a little bit, and then we'll get through the rest of this. Okay, no, that makes no. That makes it look like I'm talking about Imperial stuff. I'm talking about Clone Wars stuff. All right. So, while a friendly ship or unique squadron is defending, after the spend defense token step, if it spent fewer than 2 defense tokens, so that means 1 or 0, it may either ready one of its defense tokens, it did not spend, or choose another friendly ship at distance 1 through 5 and ready one of those. So, you're kind of seeing a little bit of kind of how Grievous worked, but she's more expensive. All right, she's a little more expensive because she's also helping the squadrons get the scatter aces, get their evade or get their scatters back, which is really cool. That's a cool idea. I like that. And you might say the same thing. You could do that for brace, but brace, you're getting shot enough that you need to brace over and over again. You're not going to live that long. But scatter, you're not taking any damage at all. So I like this. I like this a lot. Now, the problem here, though, I feel like I look at her and I think she's going to work well. You have to run scatter aces to really get the most out of this. I mean, you can run any ace. You need unique squadrons, but I think scatter aces give her the best benefit, especially because they can get their scatters back, which is beautiful, and then on that every other turn, then they can let a salvo or a brace come back on the flagship, which is just really cool. But the problem is the Republic only has 3 scatter aces, and Luminara is one of the 3. That just leaves you with Plo Koon and Ahsoka. Kit Fisto isn't going to be as good with Luminara because when he's spending a token, it disappears. He's not getting it back. All right. So he's not as good here. I feel like this will be even better once more scatter aces come out, but I don't know how great she's gonna be. Obviously, she still works with the other aces that have defense tokens. Whether you do an evade or a brace or something like that, that's gonna work too. It's just better, I think, on the scatter aces. We got her apprentice Barriss Offee, still clad in black, and looks like frolicking with Ahsoka. Like, wait, is Ahsoka chasing her? This isn't one of those chase scenes because they're on the ship. I think this is from that zombie episode where they all became zombies, right? But like they're smiling and running, and like, is their music playing? Like, are they just frolicking through the ship while the ship is being overtaken with zombies? What are they doing? 6 points for Barriss Offee. While I'm getting excited again. I'm getting carried away. Can you tell I like this game? While defending, after the attacker declares a defending hull zone, you may spend a redirect token. If you do, at the start of the resolve damage step, choose a different hull zone to be the defending hull zone for this attack. This is just so cool for a number of reasons. Like let's say somebody uses heavy ion emplacements. You can be like, oh, wait. Were you going to do that crit? Okay, well, I'm going to have it target over here so it's less effective, which is cool. Or, did you have XI7s? Hold on. Before you even roll dice, I'm going to spend this, and then, depending on the roll, that's when I'll choose where you are attacking. This is brilliant. I like this card. It really gives you a lot of extra versatility out of that redirect. I don't think, however, you would then be able to spend a redirect. Like if you had 2 redirects, I don't think you'd be able to spend one for her and then spend another one for a different effect, because that would be spending 2 of the same defense token during the same attack, and I don't think you can do that. Even though you're spending them at different steps, right? Because you spend this before damage is rolled. This also gets past accuracies too, because now they can't target that one with it. Well, they can target it with an accuracy, but there's no reason for them to because you already spent it. Really cool card. Admiral Tarkin with Yoda behind him. No, that's not Yoda. That's one of those dudes that was only in one episode of the Clone Wars. I don't even know that dude's name. I do know it. It's in the back of my head, but it's not at the tip of my tongue, so I'm not even going to bother. But they're going to do him too, I'm sure. So Tarkin here is a younger Tarkin. A less gray Tarkin. A more nimbly-bimbly Tarkin. And 30 points, kind of like the rest of our... Because we got 2 different commanders here, which is pretty cool. At the start of each ship phase, you may discard 1 command token from this card. If you do, either you gain a matching command dial, or each friendly ship gains a matching command token. This is really cool. I actually like this better than the other Tarkin. I'll compare them. I'll show you the other one here again in a little bit so we can compare the 2. But this is giving you the option of getting a dial for yourself if you don't need to give out tokens. The option there is huge since this is your flagship, right? You're probably gonna throw some engineerings on there, right? Because hey, if you have an engineering command on your ship, you could then say engineering. Okay, well now everybody gets a token. Now I've got the command and the token, and everybody else has it too. Boom, bada bing, everybody's happy. But maybe you had to do concentrate fire because this guy loves to run concentrate fire. I still can get an extra dial and max out the engineering stuff. So that much is super cool. And he's coming with the Pelta too, so like that's it's gonna kind of help with the whole fleet command shenanigans stuff too. Man, this is fun. I like the different options you get. It allows you to take concentrate fire tokens on your or command dials on your ships, not have to worry about other things. So you can get your nav tokens, you can get your squadron, or you can take focus on squadrons if you want. You can just do a whole lot here, man. Like I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing a lot. Because if you're like me and you like to concentrate fire and don't like to run a whole lot of squadrons, then you can really just have your ships worried about just doing concentrate fire the whole time, and then put a couple of engineerings and some nav on here. And now, everybody can concentrate fire to their heart's content, and Tarkin could do 3 of each, or maybe 4 engineering and 2 nav, or something like that. Who knows? I love it. Compare him to his Imperial version, which is a little different, right? He's 2 points cheaper, but he doesn't have the versatility of being able to get a dial. So he can't get his own dial. But what he gains from that is he doesn't have to pick everything at the start of the game. He gets to choose each ship phase. So he's got a little more flexibility as far as which ones you're going to do. But I like this guy better because I don't need the flexibility quite as much. And I like having the flexibility of being able to take a dial for myself if I want. So he can kind of keep his support. It's like he's got Skittles. And he's giving Skittles. And this little dude behind him is hungry. He's like, "Oh, Admiral Tarkin, couldn't I please have another Skittle? I would like a grape one this time. You only gave me watermelon before, but I'd really like a grape. Can I please have..." "No! You shan't have another Skittle. I'm keeping this one for myself." Right? That's basically what he's saying right here. Let me know if you agree. I mean, I don't know, man. Look, we're going to talk more about all of these in future videos. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more. Of course, we'll unbox them when they come out. You get the close-up looks at the models in hand April 16th. So they got delayed a little bit, but, dude, they're coming out. They look beautiful. I'm super excited about these. If you want to support the channel, you can hop in to the links section down below. You click on some of those links down there. You can check out my website. You can hop in Discord. All that's free. Subscriptions are free all month long. All year long. Subscriptions are free. You better get one while you can. Also, if you want to get a gator neck or a mask or a shirt or socks or bags or any of that cool stuff, we got Boba Fett. Well, he's upside down. Well, yeah. And you can wear them upside down if you want. You know, we got all kinds of cool stuff like that in the merch store. So check that stuff out. Also, if you want to check out Patreon, we've got links for that as well. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I couldn't do this without you guys, so thank you so much for that. And as always, have a great day.